strategic decision to keep Iraq at the forefront of the presidential debate. John McCain's campaign likely did not anticipate his tactical error of getting facts wrong on Iraq 2 days in a row on the very same subject. And our third story tonight, does the man who proposes to overrule the 70% of Americans who want out of Iraq know how many troops are in Iraq? Last night, McCain claimed his judgment on Iraq is superior to Barack Obama's because he predicted the surge would succeed.
I can tell you that it is succeeding. I can look you in the eye and tell you it's succeeding. We have drawn down to pre-surge levels. Basra, Mosul, and now Sadr City are quiet.
Mosul, at least, deadly quiet after a suicide bomber somehow got a police vehicle and killed 3 troopers, wounding 9 other people. On his other claim, quote, "We have drawn down to pre-surge levels." We have not. A fact brought to his attention by a reporter today in conjunction with some of his other Iraq embarrassments.
What is your response then to the Obama campaign's assertion that comments like that, as well as the comment about Sunni and Shia and walking through the Baghdad market, bring into question, sir, your judgment on the issue of Iraq?
Let me just say again, we have drawn down. 3 of the 5 brigades are home. The Marines, the additional Marines, are home. By the end of July, they will have been back.
They will have been back, adding grammar to the list of torture victims, neglecting to mention the fact that even when all 5 brigades will have been back, the Pentagon says an additional 10,000 troops, support, logistics, MPs, etc., will have been staying there. McCain supporter Senator John Kyle today called criticism nitpicking, saying, take the worst possibility here, which is Senator McCain misspoke. So what? Tonight, Obama tried to answer Kyle's Cheney-esque dumb question.
Well, I don't think tens of thousands of American troops amount to nitpicking. Tell that to the young men and women who are serving bravely and brilliantly under our flag. Tell that to the families who've seen their loved ones fight tour after tour after tour of duty in a war that should have never been authorized and should have never been waged. It's time to have a debate on this war that is based on the truth.
We're joined now by MSNBC political analyst Rachel Maddow, whose own program airs weeknights also on Air America Radio. Good evening, Rachel.
Hi, Keith.
So what?
So I guess those guided tours of Iraq didn't come with flashcards or fact sheets that he got to take home. Senator McCain is in the middle of repeated political attacks on Senator Obama, saying that Obama cannot possibly understand Iraq well enough to be president, because he has not been to Iraq enough, the way that John McCain has. The whole point of that criticism is the implied case that McCain does know what he's talking about Iraq. And he keeps disproving that every day.
Also, going there and doing it and walking around would be nice if you walked the entire country and could have said, I've been everywhere, rather than, say, a 1 square mile area heavily protected by aircraft and machine guns. But it is a lot of misspeaking on his area of expertise, because check me if I'm wrong on this, it was the economy that he didn't really understand, right?
Right. This is supposed to be his strong suit. He is running to be the war president. He's running to be the national security, I have good judgment about Iraq president. That is really the basic case, what it boils down to for him. I mean, with due respect to Senator Kyle, I think that John Kyle is wrong here. The worst possibility here about this further misstatement from John McCain is not that Senator McCain misspoke again. The worst possibility here is that he really fundamentally doesn't understand very basic things about Iraq, like how many troops we have there, like the difference between Sunni and Shia, like who Iran is allied with, if anyone, inside Iraq. That's the worst possibility here, that the guy running to be the war president doesn't understand the basics of this war, and this is what he's supposed to be good at.
And that 10,000 troops here or there, 10,000 lives here or there, are more important to the country than whatever he perceives is the benefit gained from having all of those people there. But about the third error in the equation, which we haven't mentioned, might it be more important that the goal of the surge was not violence reduction but reconciliation?
When President Bush announced the surge in January of last year, what he said was that we need to reduce violence in Baghdad specifically in order to give the Iraqi government breathing room so that there can be political reconciliation, so that not only the Iraqi government can then rebuild its country, but that it can bring all the disparate elements of Iraq's warring factions together within the Iraqi polity. And, you know, John McCain says that Sadr City is quiet, but in Sadr City today, they burned the prime minister in effigy, in addition to a U.S. flag. I mean, the largest Sunni political group in Iraq is not only still boycotting participating in the government, but they actually called off their talks about ending their boycott. Political reconciliation is the point of the surge. Political reconciliation is not happening. You can still decide to call it victory if you want, but only if you decide also that the word victory is meaningless here.
In the same breath today, McCain backpedaled on his own judgment. He used General Petraeus in some ads, some political ads, after the entire military said don't use military officers in any way, shape, or form in the campaign, and he backed off. And so there's like these bursts of common sense coming through. What is happening here?
He keeps making mistakes. He keeps making big mistakes. Yeah. And sometimes he decides to run with them, and sometimes he decides to correct them. On Petraeus, he did the right thing and decided to correct it. But you do have to wonder about the impulse to use uniformed soldiers. I mean, granted, General Petraeus is a soldier and he's in uniform. Yeah. To use him in a fundraising pitch, you have to worry about that impulse. But obviously, McCain did the right thing by dialing that back. We have to wait to see whether he's going to also explain these repeated misstatements about the facts about Iraq. That would be the right thing to do too.
Yeah. By the way, I think you could argue that Petraeus is a politician who happens to be a general, but we can go into that at another time.
He's wearing the uniform, so that's what makes him out of bounds on this one.
I know. Yeah. But not out of bounds to go and sell a political platform to Congress last September. Rachal Maddow of Air America and MSNBC. Enjoy your day off. See you on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow, too.
Oh,
yeah.
Enjoy your hour off.
I will. Thank you.